Francis with the official 3-day forecast on News Radio 960, the new WRFC.
Currently fair skies and 53 degrees on South Millage Avenue in Athens. I'm Beth Larson, and you're up to date at 10:06. More news in less than 30 minutes and bulletins at once from News Radio 960, the new WRFC.
This is the Ludlow Porch Show on the Fun Seekers Radio Network, broadcasting from the Falcon Inn and Conference Center in Swanee, Georgia. Ludlow Show brought to you in part by AirTran Airlines, It's Something Else, by Taylor Construction Company, Call 'em and Never Paint Again, and by the Blue Willow Inn, gracious hospitality and superb Southern food. The toll-free lines are now open at 1-800-572-TALK. That's 1-800-572-8255. And now, here's Ludlow Porch.
Well, good morning, Fun Seekers. Hi, y'all. I'm glad you're with us. It is a Monday, and I hope that you had a pleasant weekend and got all the rain you needed, but no more. Highly unlikely. Let me tell you what we're talking about here. Well, we're pretty much wide open, but we kind of zeroed in on a little geography lesson, strange names for towns. And there are a lot of them out there. And we're exploring some of them. Let's get right back to the phones. Got some folks been on hold a long time, like my buddy Bob in Harrison, Tennessee. Good morning, Bob.
Well, good morning, Lud.
How you doing, bud?
I'm doing fine. Listen, that Cut and Shoot, Texas, wasn't that guy's name, Harris?
Roy Harris, that's exactly right.
He made it about 30 seconds against Floyd Patterson, maybe?
Something like that. I forget the outcome, but he did fight Patterson.
Yeah. You go back far as I do.
Well, I've been following boxing for a long time.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you about some of these towns. You know, Tennessee's got a lot of great little towns. You know, back in the old days when the Grand Ole Opry, you know, would come on the radio and everybody sitting around and somebody was from somewhere and would say, where in the world is that? Like Grinder Switch.
Yeah.
You remember who was from there, don't you?
Minnie Pearl.
That's right. And then we had a couple that they're probably going to have to change the name because they're politically incorrect now. One was Paul Mall.
Paul Mall, yeah, okay.
You know who's from there, don't you?
Who's from Paul Mall? That's familiar.
Oh, man, Sergeant York, Alvin York.
Okay.
Had that grist mill up there.
All right.
And then we got Chesterfield, Tennessee, and I don't know who is from there, but that's got to be politically incorrect now. A couple of my favorite places is Hole in the Wall, Tennessee, and you can't hardly get there.
Hole in the Wall, Tennessee.
Hole in the Wall, Tennessee. And another little town I've been in last summer is Cave in the Rock, Illinois.
Oh, I like that.
And you can't hardly find that place either.
I like that.
Now, let me ask you about this, see if you agree with me.
All right.
You know, you always hear about hoot and holler or something like, some name like that. I figured this out. That meant if you hear the revenue man coming, holler, hoot and holler, because if we can avoid the government man, then we get outside the city up on the hill to the Maple Inn Hill, and we can sell that stuff.
And there was always a market for it, wasn't there?
And have you just ever noticed there's an awful lot of hills around the country. There's old Maple Hill, you know, outside there on the county line somewhere.
Oh, any place you want to walk to around my house, you really want to get out in the woods and do some hiking, you're going to find an old abandoned still somewhere.
There you go.
Yeah, every holler up there, they had good water. It was far enough off the pavement, somebody was making whiskey.
That's right.
Yeah, you find them everywhere up there.
Yeah. Now, you'll get a call later from this old boy from 10 Mile, Tennessee, so I'll let him have the rest of it.
All right, bud, you hang in there.
Right.
I'll talk to you soon. 1-800-572-8255 is our number. Yeah, these small rural counties, no longer rural. A lot of them are not, or they won't be much longer. But they supplied all the illegal whiskey for miles around. They would drive that stuff everywhere. And with everyone, there's stories and legends and everything. You find one, you know exactly what it was. And you know if it's just abandoned or if the revenuers found it by the stage. If you find a lot of those old gallon cans with holes punched in them, you know that business was cut short. 1-800-572-8255. More right after this. I want to tell you a few facts about my friends at Telstar International. No promises, just facts. Long-distance calls for 10 cents a minute, anytime, day or night, plus $2.95 per month service charge. That's what it costs. That's all it costs. So if you're looking for long-distance service, you do what we did here at the network. You try Telstar for 90 days. If it doesn't suit you, they'll switch you back free. 1-888-3-TELSTAR. They're doing it again, yes, sir. Burt's Farm and their Appalachian Lights, you need to go see them. November the 20th through December the 30th. Over 500,000 brightly colored lights, a lot of animation, just the way to start your Christmas season off. Burt's Farm in beautiful Dawsonville. Here's the way you get there. It's 4801 Highway 52, Dawsonville, Georgia. You be sure and take the children and let them see all of the beautiful lights and have a hayride at Burt's Farm.
Another great place to use Visa.
These days, you'll find models of all shapes and sizes who pose for the camera, but...
Mammy, let's go see my dear old mammy. She's frying eggs and broiling hammy. That's what I like about the South. Now there you can make no mistakey. Where those nerves I'm never shaky. Ought to taste her leg cakey. That's what I like about the South. She's got baked ribs and candied yams, those sugar-cured Virginia hams, basements full of those berry jams, and that's what I like about the South. Hot corn bread and black-eyed peas, you can eat as much as you please, cause it's never out of season. That's what I like about the South. Don't take one. Have two, they're dark brown and chocolate too. Suits me, they must suit you, cause that's what I like about the South. It's away, way down where the cane grows tall, down where they say you all walk on in with that southern drawl, cause that's what I like about the South. It's down where they have those pretty queens keep a dreamin', those dreamy dreams. Let's sip that absinthe in New Orleans. That's what I like about the South. Come old Bob with all the news. Got the box coat and the button shoes, but he's all caught up with his shoes.
He sings later on about come along with me to Do-Wah-Diddy. Ain't no town and it ain't no city. You know where Do-Wah-Diddy is? Right outside Jacksonville, Florida. Albany, Georgia, and Bob on the radio. Bob, how you doing?
Good morning, Ludlow. Doing fine. I was just wondering, is Phil Harris still living?
No, passed away a couple of years ago.
Okay, I was just wondering, are there any songs that evoke memories other than the songs like the South? I mean, do you ever hear any songs about the North? Now, of course, the West, you have a lot of Westerns.
Well, Moonlight in Vermont.
Well, yeah, but maybe that's only one. Manhattan Serenade, but I was just thinking about, you know, all those things you call like the cornbread and the things that you associate typically with the South.
Yeah, that's kind of an anthem.
Right. I was just thinking about, let's give Radio Ray a city name. Ray City.
Race.
Yeah, there's one here in southwest Georgia. It's in, I believe it's in Berrien County.
Well, then we'll just proclaim that as Ray's town.
Why not?
I like it.
And of course, in the Mama's deal, you know, Mama's family, the town there was called Raytown.
Right. Yeah.
Now let's see. There's a place called, I don't remember whether it's between Columbus and Macon or somewhere, called Po-Biddy. Like must have gotten run. The biddy must have gotten run over. And somebody said Po-Biddy. Toonai. Have you ever heard of that one?
No.
Toonigh. I believe that's around the Cherokee County in that area. Lickskillet.
I heard of Lickskillet, yeah.
Now, getting to something else, I was asking you. You threw me a question about a mare this last time. What is that down in South Georgia? They had Calvary Days. It's the Mule Festival, Mule Days. What is a mule?
It's a great big fuzzy thing. Looks
And they said it was because of special breeding, and I didn't know. They didn't explain what it was.
It's a cross between a donkey and a horse.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I wasn't sure. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
And another trivia question for you, I heard. What was the first TV spinoff?
First TV spinoff was Pete and Gladys.
Oh, really? Well, you got a different one from what I heard.
What'd you have?
Because the first TV spinoff I ever heard of, they said was, of all things, the Andy Griffith Show.
Oh, no, that was way on up the road.
Because it was in 1960.
Yeah, but the Pete and Gladys was a spinoff from December Bride.
Well, I knew that, but
Yeah.
then, and the most unlikely, because this source said it was a spinoff of the Danny Thomas Show because somebody got drunk.
It was a spinoff of the Danny Thomas Show, because Danny Thomas was driving through a little town called Mayberry, and he got stopped by a guy who was not only the policeman, but the justice of the peace, and I think maybe the mayor even in those days. Yeah,
well,
but that was long after December.
Well, I'm glad I didn't give you that one because my source and this was mentioned on the radio too.
Yeah,
as a trivia thing. And I said, well, I'm just going to check with you and see.
Well, if you don't call here, you get a lot of bad information.
Well, you were right. Okay, well, good. Well, you have a good day, Ludlow.
My friend, you take care of yourself. I'll talk to you soon.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
License? Yeah, you can have my driver's license. You'll kindly take a look at my name. You'll discover that I'm somebody.
Well, you know I knew that the minute I laid eyes on you. Huh? Yes, sir. I never seen a car yet that wasn't being driven by somebody.
And as they say, the rest is history. 1-800-572-8255. Newnan, Georgia, and David on his very expensive car phone. Hello, David.
How you doing, Ludlow?
I'm doing good, buddy.
That guy, he's talking about the South, and he didn't know what a mule was. Takes all kinds.
Yeah, I thought he was pulling my leg.
You talk about names of towns over in West Alabama on the Mississippi line on Highway 17, just below York, Alabama. There's a town called Intercourse, Alabama.
Yep, remember that.
I don't know how much you want to talk about that, but that's one of the more unusual names.
Ain't nothing dirty about it.
No, not at all. That's the reason I didn't mind calling you about it. Just thought I'd share that with you.
Listen, I'm going to be down in your neck of the woods Friday, 3 to 4 p.m. at Scott's Bookstore, signing books. Come by and say hello.
I'd love to, but I'm just in Newnan on the way to Atlanta Airport.
All right.
That's a little bit further south than that.
All right, bud. You take care of yourself.
Right.
Bye-bye. Yeah, all you folks in the Newnan area, I'm going to be there. I never miss Scott's Bookstore, one of the great bookstores around, and I'll be there from 3 till 4:30 signing books. So you can come on by and pick up a copy of my latest. No, I didn't say my last. It's called You're Sitting on Boomy. I think you might enjoy it. As a matter of fact, I require that you enjoy it. 1-800-572-8255. More right after this. I want to talk to you about my buddies at Taylor Construction Company. This is the capital of the world.
No.
Okay. When I come see you, we'll fuss about that.
All right. Good deal. The gentleman just before you there was talking about a little town in, I believe he said Georgia, and it was Intercourse.
Yeah.
Well, I was touring up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania last year, and we ran into 3 of the nicest little towns with the nicest people and the nicest food. I mean, good food, and we're connoisseurs of food. We always look for the good places.
Yeah, me too.
For the food. Now, there's a little Intercourse, Pennsylvania. Now, next door to Intercourse is Bird in Hand. And next door to, excuse me, I'm a little ahead of myself here, Ludlow.
All right.
The people of the town have big blue balls sitting out in their yard. Now, what this means, I don't know. But people of the town have big blue balls sitting out in their yard. Now, what this means, I don't know. But we tried to find out.
Well, it's a pawn shop, just didn't work out, I guess. All right there together.
All right there together.
All right, my love. You take care of yourself.
Have a good day.
Hang in there.
Bye-bye.
Stay together.
All right there together.
All right, my love. You take care of yourself.
Have a good day.
Hang in there.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 1-800-572-8255. Let's talk to my buddy Doyle on the radio.
Hello, buddy.
Hi, big boy. How you doing?
Well, I'm in my new house.
Well, that's good.
Yes, and I'm sitting here going through walk through with the builder. How about that? You're laughing, but I really am.
I know. I believe you.
You know, there's a town in Georgia just east of Tifton that's always been a puzzle to me. At least its name is. You know what it is?
What is it?
How about Enigma?
Enigma?
Yes.
It's a puzzle to you, is
Yes,
it?
it's always been a puzzle to me. Isn't that a puzzle to you?
It is for a fact. Somebody told me how he got his name one time. We used to have a state legislator, very popular man was from that. I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
But it'll come to me.
Well, Luddy, I did get moved in last Monday, and I've been working my you-know-what off every day for the last almost 8 days now.
Yep, it's tough.
And I'm tired, and I actually am doing a walkthrough with the builder, but as I told you before, he's been very good. And you told me that I wouldn't appreciate it when it was through, but I think you were wrong.
I told you you're going to hate him.
Yeah, you told me I was going to hate him, but I don't.
Yeah.
I might even take he and his wife out to dinner one of these nights.
Well, when you get all this through, I want that man's name and telephone number because I want to build a statue to him somewhere.
Hey, Luddy, I'll give it to you.
All right.
Okay, I really will.
Let's wait till after the lawsuit and then give it to me.
After the lawsuit, I'll give it to you. Okay, Luddy.
All right, big boy.
Hey, listen, I will be calling you.
Congratulations on the...
It's nice to be able to get you all 3 hours on a different station.
Listen, congratulations on the new house and on finding a good builder.
Thank you, Tim.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you. I'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I've never been able to do that. I'm proud for him. Let's go to Choo Man in Dallas, Georgia. Hello, Choo.
Hello, Ludlow.
How's your bad self?
Well, I'm doing good. You missed a good one last Friday.
Well, I got to hear part of it.
Well, Denny and Phil done a fine job. They tried to scare us to death, but that's all right. That's what it's all about.
That's right. It's happy day.
Yeah. Luddy, was Milton named after Crabapple, or was Crabapple named after Milton?
I don't know. I expect he was named after that area up there.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe
or it could be an old family name. I need to ask him about that.
Maybe he'll tell us someday.
Yeah.
And Ducktown, I reckon there's more places, more towns called Ducktown than any other name of places.
A lot of duck towns around.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of duck towns. I guess that's because of the ducks, don't you guess?
Well, I would hope so, because if it was named after pigeons, they really need some glasses.
You don't think Woody Duck had anything to do with that?
I wouldn't be surprised. Woody stays on top of all situations.
Oh, well, Saturday night, Bill Anderson had a birthday, and he sung a song, Luddy, I wonder if he is talking about us, on
What was the song?
Well, he said, anytime there's people out there making fun of strange song titles, said they always mention this one that I wrote a few years back. I'm going to walk out backwards so you'll think I'm coming in.
They do. That is on the top 10 list.
He said anytime they make fun of songs, said that's one of them.
The next time he's on, that'll be our topic.
Walking out backwards?
No, the whole funny song title thing.
Oh yeah, do that. And I hope you'll have him back on pretty soon.
Oh, when he gets in this area, all he got to do is call.
Yeah, well, he ought to be coming back pretty soon.
I hope so.
He's been away a while.
A decent human being.
Yeah.
He really, truly is.
Now, that's a good song, though.
Oh, yeah.
That he done Saturday night. It's a funny song, but it's good.
Good guy.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Right.
I hear the drunk gypsies coming. I got to go.
I do, too. I hear them. Have a good one.
All right, you take care.
All right, bye.
Hey, if you're on hold out there, just hang on. We'll be right back after this.
a classic city tradition for nearly 50 years. This is News Radio 960, the new WRFC Athens.
Good morning. I'm Beth Larson with an information update on News Radio 960, the new WRFC. It's 54 degrees at 10:30. The official 3-day forecast is coming up. A Sunday morning accident on Hancock Avenue in downtown Athens has left an Augusta man dead. Athens Clark County Police say S. Todd Peterson apparently lost control of his sport utility in front of the Federal Building and hit a tree. The impact caused the GMC Jimmy to burst into flames.
All right. Beautiful day. Absolutely gorgeous day in our Southland. Wonderful. Let's talk to our buddy Wonder Woman on the radio. Hello, WW.
Hey, how are you today?
I'm good, and how's your southern self?
Well, I'm wonderful. I'm dusting. I saved my dusting until I was talking to you.
Good.
Well, I mean, you know, they're both important things.
I know it, yes.
No, you were talking about these towns, but first of all, I have to say that music takes a different turn on your show. I'm telling y'all what y'all do to music. I mean, I like it, but it's different.
Good or bad?
Well, it's good. It's different. It's good different.
Okay.
It's fun different.
Okay, that's good.
Fun different.
As long as it's fun different.
Okay, fun different.
Okay.
When we used to live over in Newberry, South Carolina, once upon a time, there was this little town down the road called Prosperity. And a long time ago, the people around there told us it was called Frog Level. We never did find out why. I'm hoping some of your South Carolina people can call in and tell.
And it used to be called Frog Level?
Frog Level.
Okay.
Like a frog level. And it's real funny because a long time ago now, I don't know whether they've taken it down to be politically correct or not, but when we lived over there eons ago, there was a sign down the road from Prosperity. And one sign, well, actually there were two signs. One sign said one sign said Clinton, and it pointed in one direction, and the town of Prosperity was in another direction. I mean, it's just so appropriate, especially for now. Maybe somebody can call from over there. All you South Carolina people that are listening.
We've got a lot of folks in that Clinton area.
They can tell you if that sign's still there, but we remembered that when you know who got elected.
Denny says it's still there.
Oh, good. Okay, well, so do you not think it's appropriate? Prosperity pointing in the opposite direction.
I do.
Well, that's all I wanted to say, Ludlow. I'm just enjoying it.
Well, listen, you going to Scotland with us?
Ludlow, they never call me back. Should I call again?
Yeah, I'd call again. 1-800-906-4232.
I've got that piece of 906-4232.
Right.
So I should call back. I just thought maybe it was all filled up.
No, call them and make sure.
I'll call as soon as we hang up.
All right. Be sweet. I'll talk to you.
Bye-bye.
1-800-572-8255, Blue Ridge, Georgia, and Doll Baby. Hello, Doll Baby.
Good morning, Ludlow.
How you doing?
Oh, just being myself.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah. For me, maybe.
Yeah.
Listen, I through different travels in my adult life, I've run across some pretty crazy towns. Once we were going, I don't know if you know about that flea market that they hold during August. It covers like 3 states, Alabama.
At Gadsden, Alabama, all over 2 or 3 states. Yeah, I know about that.
Well, we went over into Alabama last year. Last year is when we went, and there was a little bitty town. It was, it only had like a gas station. It was called Toe Stumped.
It's called what?
Toe Stumped. Like your appendage toe?
Yeah.
It was called Toe Stumped.
All right.
And I said, well, I guess they did. They stumped their toe when they went by.
That's funny.
And now you've got one of your regular wackos in here called Hanging Dog. Went there for an auction one time. Craziest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
We also went into an area up there going in that flea market sale. There was a little town. It was just like Toe Stump. It was called No Business. There was a creek that was called No Business. And believe it or not, just after you pass over the creek, there was this little old building. It was a flat-top building that had apparently furniture or something in there. And on the sign, it says, due to no business, we are out of business in no business. I said, okay.
You don't know where Hanging Dog got its name, do you?
No, I don't, and I'd love to know.
I would, too. I hope somebody will call and tell us that.
Yeah.
I'd like to know, because we got a lot of listeners in or about Hanging Dog.
Well, I'm originally from Mississippi, and down by where I used to live, there was a place that was called Possum Holler.
Yeah.
And it was caused because some possum holler. I don't know if it was a hunt or what, but that's how it got its name.
Yeah, that's where you went to hunt possum.
I guess.
Uh-huh.
My dad and him used to do that. I used to live in Colorado at one time. And believe it or not, there was a little tiny gold town up in just north of Denver that used to be called Bloomers. And I found out what was behind that was that there was some gal that came out there that wanted to do some mining. And the guys didn't like it because she was in breeches.
Uh-huh.
And so she decided to keep from making so many waves with these men, she decided to go ahead and wear a dress. And she had bloomers on, of course. And every time that poor soul would get down to the creek and go to I guess, probably gold digging, her dress would always fly up. And the men got the biggest kick out of it. So when the little town became successful with the gold mining, they decided they'd name it after her in honor of her.
What else would you name a town like that?
I don't know.
That's wonderful.
It was called Bloomers in regard to some little gal by the name of Sadie.
You take care of yourself, doll, baby. I'll talk to you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Let's talk to Roger in Clarksville, Georgia. Good morning, Roger.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
Some time ago, there was a story about some little community or town in Texas or Montana called Cut and Choo.
Yeah.
Oh, you know about that?
Well, I don't know anything about it. I know Roy Harris, a heavyweight boxer, was from there. I think that he made the town famous. That was first on my list because I had never, I cannot imagine, unless it was a tough cattle town, I don't know how I could get that name.
I couldn't find it in my atlas. Anyway, they said that if you stood still, you get cut. If you ran, you get shot. So, it's a no-win situation.
Yeah, stay out of there.
One of your many, many talents is to get Radio Ray giggling. Now, he is top of the line, world class, Olympic gold medalist giggler.
No question. No question about it.
Thanks for your time.
You take care, Roger. I'll talk to you.
Bye-bye.
1-800-572-8255, but it doesn't take any talent to get Radio Ray giggling. The man is happy with his lot in life. He is happy to be on the radio, and he is just a happy, easygoing guy, and we love him. Nobody else would take the foolishness off of me that nice man does. Radio Ray, the immortal Radio Ray. But I wish you would quit faxing me. 1-800-572-8255. More right after this. Did you know that ValueJet is now called AirTran? Yes, sir. Great destinations like always. Affordable fares on every seat. And just a wonderful airline. Going to places like Savannah, Jacksonville, Charlotte, and West Palm Beach. New name, new paint job, new management, and new thinking. You call your travel agent or 770-994-8258. It's something else. AirTran. You tell them Ludlow Porch told you to call.
I'm Dr. J.T. Cooper. You've heard me on Ludlow's show talking about weight loss and nutrition. If you have had problems losing unwanted pounds and want help from me in losing weight safely, you can reach me at 770-952-7681. I now have offices in Marietta, Griffin, Waycross, and Albany, Georgia. That number again for information is 770-952-7681.
What do you wish your parents would do to show you they love you?
Raise my allowance.
Have my dad be home for dinner so that I could be even closer.
What do you wish?
I wish they wouldn't work so much, as we don't see them very much.
My parents, they do everything. They love me. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have a roof over my head.
Family. Isn't it about time?
Buy me an ice cream and kiss me to love me.
From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints,
The Athens Morning Update. News, weather, and sports.
Police were called to Clark Central High School yesterday afternoon after a fight broke out.
I'm meteorologist Kathy Francis with the official 3-day forecast.
The Dogs were 5-6 last year, the first under new head coach Jim Donnan.
An empty fuel tank may have been the cause of a July plane crash in Gainesville that killed 2 people.
Air travelers' safety may have been threatened after a reported fist fight in a New York City airport control tower.
The Athens Morning Update on News Radio 960, the new WRFC.
Hi, this is Ludlow Porch, and you're listening to the new WRFC, and that tickles me nearly about to death.
Santiago, Chile, they ain't chilly at all. You pay a senorita a sociable call. Her folks are very friendly. They stick around close from your first how do you do till your last adios. In Santiago, Chile, her hand touches yours and starts your heart burning. The temperature soars, but take a friendly warning and cool down the flame unless you want the lady to take your name. A Chilean moon, a Chilean
Let's talk to Double M on the radio. Hello, M&M.
Well, good morning.
How you doing?
Well, I'm just fine.
Good.
Oh, well, somebody's already called from Mississippi and given you some Mississippi names, but there's a Why Not, and I just love that name of that town. Why Not?
Why Not Mississippi?
Absolutely.
I love it.
And Denny probably knows where So-So is.
So-So?
So-So. That's right.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's on the map, too.
So-So.
And there's a alligator up in the Northwest Delta. You don't want to.
You don't mean a real, you mean a town called Alligator.
A town called Alligator.
I like it. I wonder if anybody calls that Gator for
I
sure.
don't know. I've never been there, but I just know it's there. I worked for the telephone company eons ago.
Uh-huh.
And they gave you a spelling test when you first went in. Of course, I had to spell Cicalina and Pilahatchee and, all those Indian names.
Denny had just put on a computer that So-So is his old stomping ground.
You're kidding.
It was called Jackson before he went there. But that boy does some stomping. When he stomps, he stomps.
He stomped it right out of existence. So now it's just So-So.
Yeah.
Well, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, in Iowa, there's a town called What Cheer.
Spell that.
WHATCHEER.
Just like it sounds.
Absolutely, yeah. What Cheer.
Uh-huh.
And then a funny thing, this is not a funny name of a town, Eldon, Iowa, that's where Roseanne had her restaurant.
Yeah.
Well, we were going up that way one time, and I wanted to see it, so my husband's uncle was with us, and so we took a detour and went through Eldon to see the restaurant. And I kept seeing all these signs in town about a national historical place or whatever,
Uh-huh.
And we followed them, and it turned out to be the Grant Woods house where he did the picture of the American
Gothic. Yeah.
Yeah, with the arched window in the background.
Uh-huh.
And I was just really delighted to see that house. And we wanted to make our pictures in front of it. So we all got out of the car. It was on a little dirt road. People were living in this house, but we didn't know it. And we got out to pose, and a pack of dogs came off of the porch. We ran and jumped back in the car.
Yeah, you were apparently not the first folks that stopped.
Absolutely, yeah. But we took pictures of the house with the dogs on the porch.
Oh, that's funny.
But it was an interesting town to go to. The little town itself was interesting.
Yeah, and historic because of that picture.
Yeah. And they really played that up more than they did the probably non-existent restaurant anymore.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm enjoying this.
All right, my love, you take care. We'll talk to you soon.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
1-800-572-8255, Cowpens, South Carolina, and Shirley.
Yes, sir.
That's an unusual name.
It certainly is.
I don't mean Cowpens, I mean Shirley.
Really?
How you doing?
All right.
Good.
Cowpens was originally known as Hampton,
And during the Revolutionary War, we had a big battle here, one of the turning points in which Morgan defeated Charlton. And they would ask where they going to meet, and they would say at the Cowpens, where a bunch of Cowpens joined together on one big acre of what a piece of land, and they renamed it Cowpens.
Very interesting.
We have
That's all the way from the Revolutionary War.
Oh, yeah. We have a battlefield. We have a national park. On January 17th, which is the anniversary of the war, the battle, we have a reenactment, all the Revolutionary clothes and things.
Now, when does that all take place?
January 17th is when they reenact the battle, and then again in June, about the second week in June, we have a Mighty Moo Day. Now, we have two battleships that was named USS Cowpens. Both of them are, one now is a warship. We just christened it 2-3 years ago in Charleston, and it was I believe it was in the Desert Storm War. I'm not sure, but I think it was. And then they're both called the Mighty Moo as a nickname. And so we have Mighty Moo Day, and we have rides and all kind of things, flea market type sales, and we have a big parade. We have.
Listen, do this for me. Give me some literature on that. I don't know, the Chamber of Commerce or who, and let me have it. And we'll, who knows, we might come up there. We sure could.
I'd love for you to. I work in Polly's Cake Shop here in Cowpens, just a little business, and we listen to you every morning, and we love it. We actually do.
Well, get me some information.
I will.
That sounds like a great place to come visit and talk a little history.
The whole Mighty Moo crew from the old battleship, men that are in their 80s, come back that day, and they're in the parade.
Is that a great name or what? I've been on the Mighty Moo. I love that.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
It really is.
Do that for me when you get a minute.
I will.
And y'all make cakes up there?
Yes, sir. We do all kind of wedding cakes and things, and we're just getting fat and sassy doing all these cakes.
I love it. You do that for me, and we'll see you.
I will.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Taylor Construction Company, gang. You call them and never paint again. 1-800-572-8255. Didn't you want to go to Cowpens in January? I bet it's lovely that time of year. Copper Hill, Tennessee, and June on the radio. June, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good today, sir.
Good.
I just wanted to answer the question about hanging dog.
Yeah, please.
It's just out of Murphy, North Carolina.
I know right where it is.
Okay.
I just don't know why they call it hanging dog.
Oh, it was the reason. I'm sorry. I thought she was wanting to know where it was.
Oh, no, ma'am. I know where it is. I just wondered if anybody knows how it's such an unusual name, how it got that name.
No, I can't help you there, though, but I'll try to find out.
All right, do that for me.
Okay.
I'd appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, we've got some regular callers from up in that neck of the woods. I'll get back to the phone. We're going to talk to Anna in Murphy, North Carolina, right after I take care of some business and tell everybody our numbers.
Illinois Central, Monday morning rail. 15 cars and 15 restless riders. 3 conductors and 25 sacks on mail. All along the southbound Odyssey, the train pulled out at Kankakee and rolled along past houses, farms, and fields. Passing trains that have no name, graveyards full of old black men, and the graveyards of the rusted automobiles. Good morning, America, how are you?
That a great song or what? 1-800-572-8255, Murphy, North Carolina. Anna, how you doing, young lady?
Okay, I'm doing fine here. I called on Friday. You weren't there, but I was talking to Denny, telling him about the different customs we have for Halloween in New Jersey, about the chalk night and the mischief night and the night before, and how everybody got in mischief the night before Halloween. But no one seemed to hear about that around here.
But anyway, I live right on the edge of Joe Brown Highway, in which the hanging dog is right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was curious, too, to find out how they got that name. Now, why I read it from a legend, that there was this big black dog that got into this creek, was wading in the water there in the middle, got into the middle of the creek, and he couldn't get himself out. And what they did, the men from the town got some long ropes, and they kept throwing the ropes out to him. They finally got it on his neck, and they start dragging him out of the creek, and he got on the other side without being hurt. You know, he didn't drown, but they thought he was going to drown. And they said that's the way they got the hanging dog name, because he was hanging off that rope, but he never did drown.
There he is now.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. And then up here we have Bear Paw, and we have on the other, right on outside of Murphy here, we have Sweet Gum, Georgia, and in New Jersey we have Cowtown, New Jersey.
Cowtown?
Cowtown.
Mm-hmm.
And then in Pennsylvania, somebody already mentioned about Intercourse, but there's also right next to it Bird in Hand, Pennsylvania. That's up in Lancaster country. And there is a lot of odd names around here. I always try to find out how they got them, you know.
Yeah, a lot of Indian names, a lot of very odd names, a lot of fun names, too.
Right. There you are.
I'm glad you called.
Yeah, well, we're headed down south to Fort Lauderdale for the winter, so we'll catch you next summer, I guess.
All right, I'll be careful on that trip.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Let's talk to Jeanie Sue in Hayesville, North Carolina. Hello there, young lady. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing fine, but
Good.
Our local radio station was talking about in the higher elevations, that S word.
Talking about snow?
No.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I called to also mention the hanging dog legend that I was told.
All right, tell me yours.
Well, I was told that an Indian was out hunting a deer, and that the deer went running through a very heavily thicketed area, and he had a dog, and the dog was chasing after the deer and got caught up in a brush, and the Indian called it place of hanging dog.
Very interesting.
Well, that's what I heard.
That's great. And then the Indian opened a post office, and that just settled it. That's wonderful.
And I also wanted to mention that Charles Kuralt has a video called "North Carolina Is My Home," and in that video, you can get it from the PBS station for North Carolina. They have a whole big long list of unusual names and how they came about, and he goes into a narration and everything of it. It's real good.
Oh, it sounds like fun.
Yeah, you can get that from North Carolina PBS.
All right, thank you.
Uh-huh.
You take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
2 for hanging dog. 1-800-572-8255-00.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, my friend. How you doing?
I'll say again, how you come up with all these topics amazes me.
Well, it's a wonderful thing.
It is. Now, you were talking about Chattahoochee about an hour ago.
Yeah.
I read some book, and I don't recall where I read it. It seemed like it was by Donald Davidson, and he mentioned in there that the name Chattahoochee meant, I think it was in the Creek Indian language, almost any Indian word that ended in double E, like Chattahoochee, Okmulgee, that the double E represented water. And in that particular translation, he said Chattahoochee meant water of many colors, because of the colored rocks down in the depths.
Yeah.
I didn't know where that was one of you had as far as...
I think so. We got 8 or 9, maybe 10, just a bunch of them.
Uh-huh. Now, you're talking about towns, and I'm not sure, is there such a place as Plum Nearly, Georgia?
I think it's pronounced Plum Nelly.
Plum Nelly, something like that.
Yeah.
Plum out of Tennessee and Nearly in Georgia.
Something like that.
I mean, I didn't know where there was really such a town.
I don't know, but if it wasn't, it would surprise me.
Yeah. Now, here's one that I would have thought someone would have come up by now. Remember Ray Stevens and his, what's that, Southern Air?
Yeah.
The record, he talks about taking off from Hayhira.
Hayhira.
Now, where does Hayhira, where does it get its name?
I have no idea. That also sounds Japanese.
Like hibachi or something. And what about Tai, Georgia?
Tai. I used to have a secretary from Tai.
Yeah, no, is that an Indian word, or is that, what is that?
I don't know.
I thought so maybe somebody might know that one anyway, somebody from down around that part of the area.
Normally, if they just make a sound like that, I always think it's Indian, but it may not be.
Yeah, I was just wondering, I thought maybe some of your listeners could help us on that.
I bet they will. You take care of yourself.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Talk to you. More right after this.
Good morning, America, how are you? Say, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done.
This is the Ludlow Porch Show on the Fun Seekers Radio Network, broadcasting from the Falcon Inn and Conference Center in Swanee, Georgia. Ludlow Show brought to you in part by AutoSave, car, truck, and van rentals, by Telstar International Communications, and by the Appalachian Lights at Bird's Farm. The toll-free lines are now open at 1-800-572-TALK. That's 1-800-572-8255. And now, here's Ludlow Porch.
Well, good morning again, fun seekers. A little wind picking up in Swanee. I don't know what it's going to blow in here or blow out. Nothing, I hope. Bright, beautiful day, but it got kind of windy on us all of a sudden. We are doing a little geography, strange names for towns, or whatever else may be on your mind. Greenville, South Carolina, and Pennsylvania events. Hello.
Hey.
Hi, Vincent.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you doing?
Good, good, good.
You got a nice, interesting program here today, and I have a few comments to make along with that.
All right.
Now, this is mostly about Pennsylvania. The Amish moved in there and settled in that area. It's only a small place, about maybe 25, 30 miles across, where all these towns have these names.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not going to mention any of the names, but I'll tell you how a lot of this happened. There's a big restaurant there on the turnpike, and they accommodate the tourists and the visitors that come by, and they have a placemat, which is a map of that area, and it has all the towns printed on this local map to help the people find their way around. And almost all the names are funny. So the people gather around in the restaurant, around the table, and someone will read the name of a town, and they'll laugh like crazy. Well, the local people don't think this is very funny. They named the town. In fact, they had to change some of the names of the towns because it got to be such a joke. And there was one incident where they were reading town names, and this fellow read one that said Groff's Picnic Grove. And everybody was quiet and said, wonder why they put that in there. That's not even funny. Now these...
that is a funny line.
Well, these placemats are collector's items. In fact, we stopped there one time to get a few, and they didn't have any at that time, but they said they would have some more. But they go fast. The placemats are something you take along, and you can laugh anytime you want. Just pick up this map and read the names of these towns.
Oh, that's funny.
And there must be maybe 50 of them altogether in that area, and all of them are funny. Now, the Amish people don't have churches. That's scriptural. They have their church service in different people's homes every Sunday. And on Sunday afternoon, their greatest relaxing pleasure is to gather around in the living room and laugh. They'll tell jokes and they'll laugh all afternoon. They'll slap their thighs and rear back and just bellow laughs. They say it's healthy, which that's scriptural too. Laugh and,
And I think it's medical as well.
Well, these people are very serious, though, about the names of their towns. And the outsiders come in there, and they'll take pictures and and read the signs, walk up and down the streets, and make fun of their hometowns because they have these strange, funny names. And it's really amazing because it's only in that area, and there are hardly any of the Indian names that you were talking about. Now, there is the Susquehanna River goes right along that particular area, but other than that, there are no towns with Indian names. And one guy said that's because the Amish got here before the Indians did. They actually own the place. To give you an idea of what that area is worth, a friend of mine owned a farm. It was a 45-acre farm, and when he bought the farm as a young man, he paid $4,500, and he bought this big farm, 45-acre farm, right in the heart of the most fertile farmland in the world, right in that area. He recently sold the farm, $45,000 an acre. Wow. He divided it up. That's quite a change.
That's real estate.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest. But these people that live there are very serious, very religious, high moral standards, and your program would not go over very well at all there because they don't have any electricity. Besides that, they don't.
Yeah, if you try to listen to us on a rock, we just don't get any.
Even portable radios, they don't have any radios or even telephones or newspapers. They're isolated in their own community and they run their own business. But the tourists come there and drive them crazy.
I bet. I got to go, buddy.
Okay.
Take care.
Good show. Bye.
1-800-572-8255.
How are you?
I'm good, buddy. You all right?
Yeah, I'm okay, but I'll get over it.
All right.
I was just listening to you about the towns. It reminded me of a book I read a few years back called Blue Highways.
Yeah.
Have you ever read that
Yes,
book?
I have.
William Least Heat Moon.
I wish I knew where that was. That'd be a good one to go back and browse. I've got that somewhere, but no telling where.
That was a very interesting book. He travels the country on the Blue Highways.
Which is what we would call back roads.
Exactly. And service with a guy from Dime Box, Texas. He said, let me read that book, so I let him read the book. But it's an interesting book.
It is fun. And that was a big seller, too.
It was on the bestseller list for about 34 weeks.
Yeah, big seller.
Uh-huh. But one of the most unusual names I've ever heard for, I don't know if this is a town or not, but it is on the map. I've never been there. It's a place between, it's on the Ohio River, between Cairo, Illinois, and Louisville, Kentucky. It's called Monkey's Eyebrow, Kentucky.
I've heard of that.
Monkey's Eyebrow. I suspect it's named because it's on the bank of the river there, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's got to have some history.
Yeah.
That's got to have some.
That's always intrigued me, that name. But,
well, yeah.
But it's been interesting to listen to these different names.
Well, I'm glad you joined us. You take care of yourself.
Okay.
I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Let's go to Lawrence, South Carolina, and talk to Ann on the radio. Hello there.
Good morning to you.
How you doing, my love?
Oh, we're doing great. It's right breezy here, too.
Yeah, wind picked up here pretty good.
Beautiful day. Yes. What I called you about was, Letty, years ago, you remember when the bus station used to have the U-shaped lunch counter many years ago?
Bus station in Atlanta?
No, in Brunswick. Yeah, the bus stations used to have the U-shaped lunch counter.
Yeah, okay, I'm with you now.
Yeah, okay. The people stood behind the counter there, and they waited on the grill in the back and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Daddy used to go and sit. That was the gathering place, going down to the bus station.
Yeah.
And they'd go down there and sit. When they didn't have nothing else to do and they got run out of the house, they'd go down to the bus station and sit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Daddy told me one time that a fella told him down at the bus station that Hayesville, Georgia, that the name come from, said people around, they didn't have a name for that place, and the people around there, they got to where they'd say, hey, how are you? And so they just named it Hayesville.
Yes.
You believe that?
No.
No, I didn't either. Oh, Lord. Daddy used to tell me he'd come back from the bus station with awful face. He'd come back and he'd say, they got a blonde waitress down there. Said, daughter, I like blondes, but to get dirty's so easy.
It's like owning a black car.
I'm
Just
telling
can't keep
you
it
what's
clean.
the truth. That made me think about that. I hadn't thought about that in, I guess, 30 years.
Isn't it funny? I hope these towns never lose their central gathering place because all of them have got a drugstore, a truck stop, a restaurant, or something where they just gather and pass the time of day and solve all the world's problems.
Oh, yeah. I remember Mama used to tell him she'd be in there cooking, he'd be in there messing around. She'd say, Bill, why don't you go on down to the bus station?
Underfoot.
There you go.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Luddy.
You take care.
Enjoying the program. It's wonderful.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 1-800-572-8255 is our number. Let's go back to Brunswick and talk to Edsel on the radio. Hello, Edsel.
Hello, Ludlow.
How are you, sir?
Fine. How you doing?
Doing great.
I was wondering if you could tell me where the little town by the name of Cowtown Ford is. It's Cow Ford Crossing.
No, I don't think I've ever heard that
You
one.
haven't heard of that one?
Do you know what state it's in?
Yes, I do. It's as a matter of fact, it's on the banks. The name has changed since then, and since it was first established, it's on the banks of a big wide river, as the name would suggest.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a little football game that was played down there last Saturday in Jacksonville.
Oh yeah, I know. I recall the game.
Yeah, right. Okay, and unknown tie-tie.
Tie-tie, yeah.
Yeah. There is a bush that's called a tie-tie bush.
Ah, okay.
Kind of like a gallberry bush.
Mm-hmm.
And I always assumed that tie-tie was named tie-tie because there was a lot of tie-tie bushes around there.
Yeah.
And I had a friend one time who here in Brunswick, and I asked her, I said, where is your home originally? She said, it's a little town. You wouldn't know where it is. And I said, well, I don't know. I might. Where is it? She said, it's Enigma, Georgia. I said, oh, sure, I know where Enigma is. It's between Alapaha and Tie-Tie.
All she wanted you to do was just zero in on it.
That's right. So that's where Tie-Tie is, about 7 miles west of Tifton.
All right. Yeah, oh yeah. My secretary when I was living in Birmingham was from Tie-Tie.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad you called, my friend. You take care of yourself.
Okay.
Talk to you real soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
1-800-572-8255. Quick reminder, April 23rd, we're going to England and Scotland. Now, only one problem with it. We're going to be at the Ritz Hotel in London. Only one problem with this whole thing is the fact that we can only take 46 people with us. Now, reason for that is we're staying in small inns and that sort of thing, and we want to all stay together and not get separated so we can enjoy each other's company. So 46 is our limit, and we've got an awful lot of inquiries. Folks still thinking about this, looking at the brochures.
The name of it was Aner.
All right.
So, and there's one more. It's this little small town. I just thumbing through a book and everything, looking at it, and there's a little place called Chicken in Alaska. Chicken, like just regular old chicken.
Well, where isn't there? Is it a 2-egg Florida, a 3-egg Florida? There's something.
Yeah, I think it's 2-egg.
2-egg. I can't remember the name, but.
It would go good with Chicken Alaska.
Yeah. Entire meal.
Oh, hey, yeah, boy.
You take care of your sweet self.
You too, my dear.
I'll talk to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, gang, jumpstart your Christmas by seeing the Appalachian Lights at Birch Farm in Dawson County, Georgia. It's wonderful. 1-800-572-8255. Camilla, Georgia, and Bill on the radio. Hi, Philip.
Hey, Luddy, how you doing today?
Doing good, buddy. You all right?
I'm doing well. It's traveling the byways of South Georgia.
All right. Good for you.
Yeah. Luddy, I just wanted to give you a Yankee perspective on towns in South Georgia.
Okay.
I just recently retired from the Air Force. In fact, talked to you a couple of weeks back on the Thunderbirds.
Right. Yeah.
But growing up in the military and retiring out of the military, I see a lot of different towns. There's a place in Ohio called Pekin, Ohio, and it's spelled Peking, and I guess they didn't want to call it Peking because of China.
Yes, their town. They can call it whatever they want to. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly right. And of course, now you get down here to South Georgia, and you got Cairo, which is spelled the same as Cairo, Egypt. And I lived in Virginia for a while, and there's a town up there called Stanton. And but it's spelled Staunton to a Yankee.
Yeah, and to me too.
And so now when you go into different states, you have to learn the different jargon and the different pronunciations.
Exactly right.
So when I moved to South Georgia, I moved to Valdosta about 5 years ago, and I came through Jessup, which is just up the road from Waycross, Georgia. And I was coming through some little towns, so I finally decided, there's a town here. It looks like it's called Hoboken, but I'm just gonna stop in and ask how they pronounce the name of this town. So I went into this store, and my wife went in with me, and we're standing there, and I turned to the woman and I said, "Ma'am, real slowly now. I just want to make sure I've got the pronunciation of this town right. Real slowly, can you tell me, where am I?" And she looked at me funny, and she looked at somebody else, and then looked back at me and shrugged her shoulders, and she said, "Dairy Queen."
You got a little rim shot there on that one.
Yeah. I just thought you might enjoy that little funny.
Phil, you stay in touch with us, buddy. I love it when you call.
I will, Luddy. Have a great day.
All right, hang in there.
Bye-bye.
1-800-572-8255 is our number. I have heard that Dairy Queen. I have also heard 7-Eleven, and I have also heard Burger King. That one has made the round, but very, very funny. Our number, 1-800-572-8255. Anybody out there know about Monkey's Eyebrow? See, if there's a book anywhere, and I know for a fact that there are a couple of them, Monkey's Eyebrow must be on that one. Funny name. We'll hear from you, but you don't have to talk about strange names for towns. We can talk about whatever else may be on your mind. You got something hanging in there that you want to get off your chest? Now's the time, and this is the place, or we will continue to take your funny names from your geography lesson for today on the Fun Seekers Radio Network.
A classic city tradition for nearly 50 years. This is News Radio 960, the new WRFC Athens.
Good morning, I'm Beth Larson with an information update on News Radio 960, the new WRFC. It's 58 degrees at 11:30. The official 3-day forecast is coming up. A researcher says former Senator Richard B. Russell's decision to stay on the Warren Commission may have influenced passage of the 1964 Civil Rights Act. Max Holland says that's because the Winder natives' attention was diverted from the bill that was opposed by Southern Democrats. Holland made his comments yesterday during a forum at the University of Georgia celebrating the 100th anniversary of Russell's birth. A published report says 8 Georgia corporations have been granted cut-rate deals on electricity by the state, a practice that has saved them hundreds of thousands of dollars. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution says Georgia Power Company has allowed a few interested parties to see the contracts before they take effect, but only if they promised in writing they would never disclose the contents. And the new front line in the battle against AIDS may be in Eastern Europe, former Soviet regions, and parts of China and India. In a new report out today, the World Bank warns governments in these regions to act now with intensive education and prevention efforts. And checking Wall Street at this hour, the Dow is up 150 points. NASDAQ is up 24. News Radio 960 WRFC News Time is 11:31.
The Shell Motorsports Report, brought to you by Road and Track Magazine.
Restrictor plate racing. We've all heard about it, but what is it? Next time you go jogging, try breathing through a straw. Limits your performance, doesn't it? Well, at Daytona and Talladega, that's essentially what NASCAR does to its stock cars. By making the teams use restrictor plates that severely limit the amount of air the engine can take in, the power goes way down. In normal conditions, a Winston Cup V8 makes about 750 horsepower. But with that evil restrictor plate beneath the Holly carburetor, the power drops to about 450. For Road and Track Magazine, I'm Tom Bryant.
That's the reason we had to make the logo on his hood so darn big.
As a producer of Formula Shell gasoline and other high-quality performance products, we're proud to sponsor NASCAR driver Bobby Labonte and the Shell Racing Team. Shell, moving at the speed of life.
Ludlow Porch is just ahead, but first the official 3-day forecast from WRFC meteorologist Kathy Francis.
Breezy and cool today with times of clouds and sunshine. There's a 30% chance of a shower this afternoon. Today's high 56 to 60. A partly cloudy, cold night tonight, low 36. Tomorrow, bright sunshine, but very cool, high 54. And on Wednesday, we'll have some sunshine. It'll be another cool day with a high of 58. This is meteorologist Kathy Francis with the official 3-day forecast on News Radio 960, the new WRFC.
Currently, clear skies, lots of sunshine, and 58 degrees on South Millage Avenue in Athens. I'm Beth Larson, and you're up to date at 11:33.
Now, as we talk to Al in Thompson, Georgia. Hello, Al.
Good morning, Ludlow.
Good morning, big boy. How you doing?
When I was a young man, Ludlow, I went out through a state of Iowa, and I went into a little town known as Odeboat, Iowa. And I asked someone there how that town got the name Odeboat. Ooh, I'm glad you asked me, this fella said. The settlers, the early settlers were mostly either German or Swede that settled in that area, and some of the most beautiful farms you can find anywhere now, at that time, was around Odeboat, Iowa. And this German, as it was, told me that the early settlers, as they were crossing this river, the wagon separated from the horses and the tongue, the boat that holds the unit together, came out as they was crossing this river. And that this Swede, he said, was down in the river, bobbling up and down. When he would come out of the water, he would say, "Oh, the boat," and go back down and come up again, "Oh, the boat." And they'd circle the wagons there around this area. Some of them settled, and they named the place Odeboat.
The words of a drowning man.
There you go.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I'm glad you called.
Thank you.
Take care. Buddy. Let's go to Albany, Georgia, and my pencil-pushing buddy. Hello there, young lady.
Good morning, Lud.
How you doing?
Perfect day for something I found for you the other day. I was reading one of those little light mysteries, and the gal was in England on some business. And they were out traveling around trying to solve the little mystery, of course. And they had gone up into some of the, countryside. And they said this was I believe it's in Shropshire. Anyway. And they found a town. They said they had to go to Ludlow. That it's near a little town called Hambly. Hambly.
Yeah.
And here is a little poem. It says, this is A.E. Houseman poem. "Oh, I have been to Ludlow Fair and left my necktie God knows where. And carrieth halfway home a near pints and quarts of Ludlow beer." I read that and I said, "Oh, God."
Oh, that's funny.
Let me ask you something.
Sure.
The lady called a while ago giving the towns in Mississippi. I was in my car and got home and tried to write, because I keep a little list of these things just for fun. I got Alligator, and Denny could remember So-So, but we couldn't remember the other one. Does that ring any bell with you?
No, I've written down several of them here myself, but only So-So was on. Was it Frog Level?
Frog Level. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, I toast up and no business were in Alabama, right?
I don't remember.
Anyway, they were. Well, I tell you, a town whose name I've wondered about, and it's one of those cute little places down on the, I say cute, interesting little places down on the Panhandle.
Yeah.
It's Sopchoppy.
Yeah, Sopchoppy, yeah.
I've wondered where in the world did Sopchoppy come from?
You got to go through Sopchoppy to get to Carabel.
Right. Well, they're not. And the way we go from Albany down that way, we see the signs to 2 Egg.
Yeah, okay. I couldn't remember whether it was 2 Egg or 3 Egg. I almost shortchanged them an egg there.
Well, I thought of these, and it's just, I keep thinking somewhere on the internet there should be and there probably is, a site for place names. I found all kinds of wild trivia and, useless information.
Yeah, there's got to be a place for names.
Okay, well, you have a good one.
Listen, I hope you're going to come see me on the 14th in Moultrie.
Planning to. I think Bob and I and some others are going to come.
All right, good. I look forward to seeing you.
Thanks.
You take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Be in Moultrie, one performance only, November the 14th. To benefit, all the money goes to benefiting the Odom Library, the Family Tree, that wonderful newspaper they put out down there. $10, and going to be a fun night. Couple hours together, questions and answers, and about 90 minutes of me just talking. Here's where you can get your tickets reserved. Just call 912-985-6540. 912-985-6540. MasterCard, American Express, Discover, pretty much anything accepted there, including good old hard American cash. 912-985-6540, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Let's go to Easley, South Carolina, and Jim on the radio. Hi, Jim.
Good morning, Ludlow.
How you doing, bud?
Fine. Well, I didn't hit the lottery again this week.
All right, well,
fine, though.
There's always next week. Always next week.
Ludlow, did anybody ever give you the definition behind the little town sugar tit?
No.
Okay, what that was is years ago there was a lot of cotton fields around there, and the women were they would go out to the fields to pick cotton. There was an old lady over there, an old black lady that used to make these little rags with a little corn syrup and sugar in them.
Yeah, I know what that is.
Pacifiers.
Yeah, I know what that is.
They were called sugar tits.
Yeah.
And that's how it got its name over there.
What, they would leave them for the babies?
Well, she would make them up and give them to them, and the women would take them out in the fields, the babies out in the fields with them.
Oh, okay, I got you.
But a couple of old towns that I think is interesting over in your neck of the woods, sort of. A little town called Ball Ground, Georgia.
Yeah, I'm close to Ball Ground.
You know how they got its name?
I've heard two or three different ways. One that the Indians gathered there to play their version of some kind of ball game.
Right. Used to be a lot of different tribes came there.
Yeah.
In fact, I visited Nelson, Georgia all my life. Love it over there.
Yeah, Nelson is right there jammed up against Ball Ground.
Right, and I took and did a lot of searching on history up over there, and I found that out there. Of course, Tate, which is named after Sam Tate, who owned the marble mill and all over there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if Gus has called in and told you about Travelers Rest yet or not.
Nobody will.
Okay, well, now Travelers Rest, that's right through the mountains there, coming out of Bavard, and that's where the old hotel and livery stable was. And as the people would go from Greenville to go across the mountains, they would stop there, change horses, spend the night most of the time, or if they came over the mountains, they would stop there.
Yeah.
And that's how it got its name, Travelers Rest.
Oh, and what a beautiful name it is, too.
It is. Beautiful area up in there, but I love living over at Easley now, though.
All right, big boy.
All right, Ludlow, listen, I appreciate and enjoyed your show today.
Glad you called. Take care. Talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
More right after this. They're doing it again, yes, sir. Burt's Farm and their Appalachian Lights. You need to go see them. November the 20th through December the 30th. Over 500,000 brightly colored lights. A lot of animation. Just the way to start your Christmas season off. Burt's Farm in beautiful Dawsonville. Here's the way you get there. It's 4801 Highway 52, Dawsonville, Georgia. You be sure and take the children and let them see all of the beautiful lights and have a hayride at Burt's Farm. I want to talk to you about my buddies at Taylor Construction Company. This is a family-owned company, and they've been installing and selling vinyl siding for over 28 years. Good people. All you have to do is give them a call and then never, ever paint again. I want you to call them at 770-587-3454. That's 770-587-3454. These are the people you can trust. These are the people at Taylor Construction.
What do you wish your parents would do to show you they love you?
Raise my allowance.
Have my dad be home for dinner so that I could be even closer.
What do you wish?
I wish they wouldn't work so much, as we don't see them very much.
My parents, they do everything. They love me. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have a roof over my head.
Family. Isn't it about time?
Buy me an ice cream and kiss me to love me.
From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
The Athens Morning Update.
Athens-Clarke County Fire Protection Services rating has been lowered.
Mike Tyson is expected to attend the hearing before the Nevada State Athletic Commission.
Doctors all over the country are going to be studying their patients who have been taking fen-phen.
News, weather, and sports.
A member of the Awareness Council told Brown, "You have brought disgrace and dishonor to the city of Monroe."
Storms in the area with a high of 78. I'm meteorologist Kathy Francis.
Weekday mornings 6 to 9. The Athens Morning Update on News Radio 960. The new WRFC.
Hi, neighbors. This is Ludlow Porch on News Radio 960, the new WRFC.
A boy's born in hot time, Mississippi, surrounded by four walls that ain't so pretty. His parents give him love and affection.
Hard time, Mississippi.
Keep him strong.
Don't you love it? Let's go to Dawsonville, Georgia, and talk to Kathleen. Hello, Kathleen. How are you?
Dan, good morning.
Good morning to you.
We enjoy your show.
Thank you.
I collect postmarks, and I jotted down some odd names since you've been on this morning.
Good.
I live plus the 2A Florida.
Yeah.
Okay, Buzzard Bay, Massachusetts, Embarrass, Minnesota, Comfort, Texas. I believe somebody already mentioned Why, Arizona, didn't they?
Mention what, Arizona?
Why?
No.
In Smile, Kentucky.
I love that.
Odd and Joker, West Virginia. Ordinary, Virginia. Welcome, North Carolina. Speed, North Carolina. And Monday, Ohio.
Monday, Ohio.
Yeah.
Well, you got to wonder where that came from, isn't you?
I don't know. It's probably Tuesday and Wednesday somewhere.
I wouldn't be
But
surprised.
when I first started collecting, someone sent me Kathleen, Georgia.
Kathleen, Georgia.
And Kathleen, Florida. There's Kathleen, Florida, too.
I bet there's a lot of Kathleens out there.
Well, that's the only two that I know of.
Really?
Hmm. And so I collect Owens and...
How many do you have in your collection?
Oh, Lord, I've got files. I've got files full. I like the... I like all the odd ones, too.
You're the lady that ought to write the book.
Well, I just jotted down a few Lost Nation, Idaho.
Oh, I love that.
Uh-huh.
I love that.
And I didn't know we was going to get on before you went off this morning or not.
Oh, you made him plenty of time.
Yeah, okay, and Advance, North Carolina.
Advance.
Uh-huh.
I love it.
And so...
I'm glad you called. Do it again.
Enjoy your show.
Okay, but you take care of yourself. We'll talk again. 1-800-572-8255, Valdosta, Georgia, and Frank on the radio. Hi, Frank.
Good morning, Ludlow.
Good morning, big boy.
It's a beautiful day in South Georgia.
Well, that's wonderful.
How about Succopatoy, Alabama? Now, don't ask me how to spell it, Luddy. I don't know, but I was raised up in them parts, and I never shall forget Succopatoy. It's between Ellick City and Opelika in there somewhere.
All right, yeah, I know the area.
Now, do you know how Opelika got its name?
No.
Now, this is my granddaddy's tale. He used to love it better than any tale he told. There was an Indian village there, naturally, as there was in all Alabama, and they were trying to figure out what to call the village, so they were sitting around the tribal fire there one night, and the medicine man said that the next words out of the chief's mouth would be the name of the village. And while they were meditating there, and the old chief was thinking, his son, a young brave there, stuck his head in and said, Chief, I've got a new date tonight. I'm going out, be back later. He looked up and said, hope you like her. My granddaddy used to tell that and just roll over laughing, you know, and of course us children would too.
Oh, that's funny.
You know, they're talking about tie-tie down here in our area. Are you a gospel fan, Letty?
Yeah.
The big chief with the Statesman Quartet was from tie-tie, Georgia.
All right.
Sure was. And listen, I just love your show. I'm on the road every day, and man, it just makes the time go real well.
I appreciate it.
I tried to call you about the sandwiches. Can I give you one sandwich?
Yeah, give me a sandwich.
You ever ate an olive sandwich?
Not just all olives.
Well,
no.
let me tell you, when I was a boy, I worked for the government as a laborer, and the old guys there, and you know, I got to thinking about it, and it might make a old winter mater taste better, because they'd bring sandwiches, and it'd be just sliced olives and mayonnaise, but every once in a while, they'd put a couple of slices of tomato on there, and I bet it improved the taste of that tomato, you know?
And we know it helped the olives.
You got that right. Letty, y'all have a good day.
Okay,
We're
buddy.
going to come see you in Moultrie. When is that?
That's the 14th of November.
Okay.
Better call ahead.
We're going to try to do that. We sure will.
All right, buddy.
Take care.
Look forward to it. Take care of yourself.
Bye-bye.
1-800-572-8255. Hey, Telstar International Communication, long distance for 10 cents a minute, home or business, no tricks ever. 1-800-572-8255. Holly Springs, South Carolina, and Ruth on the radio. Hi, Ruth.
Hello there, Luddy.
How you doing?
It's so nice to talk to you.
It's my pleasure entirely.
This is my first time of calling you.
Well, thank you.
Luddy, I lived at Goose Creek, and my children were born at Monk's Corner. But after hearing that lady, it brought back good memories.
That whole Goose Creek area, I think, is very pretty. It's in.
It is.
It is. It's kind of low
know,
and swampy, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, but during the war and right after it, it was special because my husband could hunt. We hunted deer and turkey and all of those good things because it was new ground back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I bet it had a lot of game there because it's pretty remote out there still to this
yes,
day.
it is.
Yeah.
Yes. But I live at Holly Springs now, which is right at the foothills. It's really God's country here.
Holly Springs, beautiful name also.
Yeah, it came from the first people that settled around here. They started a church, and they said, well, what are we going to name it? And one of them said, well, how about Holly Springs? And it still is.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And our pastor, Tim Clark, is on a mission trip to Bavaria now. And we're just praying for him to have a good trip.
I promise you, he's in a mighty beautiful part of the world. I bet he has a great trip.
Oh, I know he will.
You take care of yourself.
But hello to all of your friends and mine, too.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 1-800-572-8255. You know that wind I told you about? It looks like now it's coming up a cloud. And the wind is what moves the clouds over here. So it's still sunshiny, but if you're planning on a picnic in Swanee in the next few minutes, keep your eye on the clouds. Our number, 1-800-572-8255. If you're on hold, just hang on. We'll be right back after this. Hi, Fun Seekers, Ludlow Porch for my buddies at the Blue Willow Inn. Listen, when you
call 1-800-237-8400, extension 102. Just $29.95 plus shipping. Call now and get your first refill cartridge and battery free. Fan fresh.
The Shell Motorsports Report, brought to you by Road and Track Magazine.
Who's the hottest young driver in the Indy Racing League? He's 21-year-old Jimmy Kite from Stockbridge, Georgia. He's so hot, in fact, that Scandia team owner Andy Evans signed Kite to a 5-year contract before he ever ran his first IRL race. What has Kite done that's so great? Well, most impressive, this USAC Silver Crown driver won the famous Copper World Classic at Phoenix this year after starting back in the 26th position. And in his very first IRL race, Kite passed his rookie test in record time and qualified an impressive 9th. For Road and Track Magazine, I'm Tom Bryant.
That's the reason we had to make the logo on his hood so darn big.
As a producer of Formula Shell gasoline and other high-quality performance products, we're proud to sponsor NASCAR driver Bobby Labonte and the Shell Racing Team. Shell, moving at the speed of life.
Kit Kat break time here on the quad, where everyone's happily cramming for finals. Who wants a study break? Who wants a study break with a Kit Kat bar? Sing me the Kit Kat song and you'll get one.
Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Give me a break. Give me a break. I want to take a break with that Kit Kat bar.
All right, Kit Kat break time. Now let's all sing Kumbaya.
Dr. Joy Brown.
I could really use your help a lot.
Having a little bit of a problem trying to explain death of a pet to my 5-year-old.
And I see many things around me which depresses me very much.
I haven't been in love for so long.
My mother-in-law and my husband's mother brings up his old girlfriend.
Dr. Joy Brown on News Radio 960, the new WRFC.
The home of Ludlow Porch, News Radio 960, the new WRFC. Boy, we're having fun now. Rome, Georgia. Gordon on the radio. Hello, Gordon.
Hello, Daddy.
How you doing, pal?
Pretty good, sir. How about you?
Great.
I'm going to let you close out with two good ones.
All right.
Moshat, Alabama, and Pulip, Washington.
Have to wonder, don't you?
Yes, you do. Love your show.
Glad you called, Gordon.
Thank you,
you, buddy. Go to Helen, Georgia, and talk to Michael on the radio. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. How you doing?
Actually, I'm not in Helen. I'm on my way to Ducktown, Tennessee.
All right.
That's up close to Turtletown.
Yeah, you can't miss it.
I can't miss it. How you been doing?
Been doing good, buddy. How you been doing?
Good. I just had one little anecdote I thought I'd tell you. Years ago when I was serving my sentence in the Congress of the United States, I was sweet on a little girl that was a executive secretary to a congressman from Oklahoma. And in their district was a town called Normal, Oklahoma. Also out in that part of the
Normal, Oklahoma.
Normal, Oklahoma, and a few miles away was a little burg called Oblong. And it just so happened they got a weekly newspaper in, and in the weddings announcement section, it said, "Normal man to marry oblong woman." I still have a copy of that.
Funny stuff. Funny stuff.
Have a good day, Ludlow.
All right, buddy. Come on by here and see us when you can.
I'll do it. We'll see you.
Take care. Rome, Georgia, and Lois on the line. Lois, how you doing?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good.
Enjoying the show. I just wanted to tell you that one time I lived between Monkey's Eyebrow and Possum Trot in Kentucky, and that was the big city of Paducah.
Paducah?
Paducah.
You don't know how it got its name, do you?
No, I do not. But people would say, well, where is Paducah? I said, halfway between Monkey's Eyebrow and Possum Trot, and they thought that was hilarious.
You go to Monkey's Eyebrow and turn left. That's easy. Easy.
Thanks.
You take care.
Bye-bye.
We could make that kind of a project. Find out about Monkey's Eyebrow. Let's talk to Bob in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Hello, Bob.
Hey, Ludlow. How you doing?
I'm doing good, old friend. How you?
Oh, doing fine. Getting ready for snow up here.
Oh, yeah. They're forecasting it, are they?
Yeah, a little bit of it this afternoon. Listen, there's a place right outside of Gatlinburg called Boogertown.
I've heard of that, but I didn't know whether that was real or somebody pulling my fat leg.
No, in fact, Dolly Parton lived there when she was growing up at one time.
That may be where I heard about it. Not that we talk a lot, but...
No, the story is they saw something up there a long time ago, and they didn't know exactly what it was, so they just kept talking about that booger up there.
Booger's, okay.
So anyway, that's the way he got his name. You have a good week, baby.
All right, buddy, you take care of yourself. Listen, I hope you get enough snow to make it pretty, but not enough to make it inconvenient.
Right. Thank you a lot.
You hang in there.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, apparently there's some snow forecast north of where we are right this minute. Also, the first thing I heard about was early this morning, so I don't know whether that's still in effect or not, we'll see. Cleveland, Tennessee, and Mary on the radio. Hello, Mary.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
I had a question. I've been listening to your program and in the different names, but I had a question as to, I think it's in Virginia, why are the barns all painted black?
I want to guess, but it's probably the local custom, and it may be that black paint suddenly got cheaper than red. Because I was reading, that I all heard about the red paint. Maybe somebody one of these days will call us and tell us. We're out of time for today, but I've been through Virginia a lot, and all the barns are black. I never noticed that.
The barns on the highway where we were, they were all black.
Very interesting.
And a lot of them questioned it as to why, why they were painted black. And a lot of them had different suggestions, but none of them came up with the right thing they thought.
We'll throw that out to this audience and see if we can come up with a valid reason, and we're glad you called. Matter of fact, I'm glad all of you called. Been fun today. Be right back with you in the morning between 9 and then. Whatever else you do today, you find somebody to be nice to.
Featuring the worldwide resources of ABC, CNN, CBS, and AP. This is News Radio 960, the new WRFC Athens.
Good afternoon. I'm Mark Albany, and this is the Athens Noon Update on News Radio 960, the new WRFC. Currently, we have partly cloudy skies, 55 degrees on South Village Avenue.
I'm Kathy Francis. Stay tuned for your official 3-day forecast coming up on News Radio 960, the new WRFC.
Stories we're following for you today. A prosecutor is telling jurors that Timothy McVeigh had a partner in the Oklahoma City bombing trial, and that partner was Terry Nichols. Atlanta police shoot a man who apparently had a suicide wish. Plus,
the Georgia State Patrol says 19-year-old Elizabeth Lee Martin died Friday night when the vehicle she was in hydroplaned and veered into oncoming traffic on Interstate 16 near Statesboro.
Who would have believed it? The Dogs are back in the top 10. Good afternoon. I'm Alan Tibbetson for David Johnston. We've got sports on the way.
And checking Wall Street at this hour, the Dow Jones 30 Industrial's up about 150 points. The NASDAQ Composite Index up 24 points. And the S&P 500 is up almost 18 points. Let's get the latest news now from ABC.
From ABC News, I'm John Belmont. As opening statements get underway at the second Oklahoma City bombing trial, there's a new development in the British nanny case. ABC News has confirmed there is a police video made by the dead boy's mother of Deborah Eapen asking her other son if Louise Woodward hurt little Matthew. He indicates no, saying the boys loved Louise and she loved them. A British paper interpreted this as the mother coaxing the 3-year-old to blame the au pair. ABC's Terry Moran is covering the case in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and says both sides, but not the jury, knew about this.
Seems what happened in this case is that the judge took a look at this, slapped a seal on it, and said no one is going to use this little boy in this case. He doesn't help either side.
The defense will be back in court tomorrow asking the judge to either overturn or reduce the jury's second-degree murder verdict. Juror Stephen Colwell says the second option would be all right with him.
If he chooses to say, I know that you opted not for manslaughter, but I'm telling you it should be manslaughter, I can live with that.
In Denver, the prosecution has opened by telling the jury Terry Nichols joined Tim McVeigh in his hatred of the government and helped him plan and carry out the Oklahoma City bombing. Late word of major layoffs at Levi.